The title of this video initially was Letting Go, but I ended up changing my mind about it. I hope that the AC sounds actually stops. So I ended up changing my mind about the actual title because it was called Let Go, but the title is now Letting Go. So the video, it's not just about people, and it's not about the experiences that I might have dealt with or the pride or the ego that I was in at one point in my life. It's about letting go of control. So just to give you a little backstory about it and why I decided to create this video, because I want to build a community of mothers who also are feeling the same way I might have felt. So I will get into details about it, and I will start off with a real story. So as a mom, I do have three children. I have my oldest, who's very independent, my middle child, it's a boy, and he's 11 years old. I don't play when it comes to him, so I make sure that I'm either available, well, I'm always available, and I'm not with their father, so he does have another family, but I just want to get into this because I just want to give you some type of clarity and to help you if you are a mother who are also experiencing or feeling the same exact way that I felt at some point. So, due to the fact that my children's father and I are not together, and I have always been that mom that, you know, I don't want to, like, why do I feel like I need to be responsible for all the children? Meanwhile, the other parent is just like either relaxing or not worried about even helping or not even offering to help. So, because I know that he has other responsibilities, I always end up asking him, like, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you pick up your son? And it came to a point where it was becoming pretty much of a pattern that he will call me about maybe 30 minutes to like an hour before my child is supposed to get picked up with an excuse of saying that, hey, I'm stuck at work and I'm unable to pick him up. Can you pick him up or can you ask our oldest to go and get him? This is my oldest senior year in high school, so I'm really not trying to bother her at this point. And I felt like it is not her responsibility. But then again, when she wants something, I always go out my way to give her what she wants when I can. But I did promise her that this year I wanted to give her some type of leeway because this is her senior year in high school and I want her to focus in school. So, it started to become a pattern where he kept on saying, hey, I can't pick him up about 30 minutes before it's time for him to either get picked up or 5 minutes before it's time for him to actually go get him when he said he was going to go pick him up because his excuse was that he was at work. Come to find out, that has never been the case. He is not at work. He's at home and he's unable to pick up his child. And who am I to blame him? I'm no one. So I was talking with my significant other and I was mentioning to him of how much it bothers me. And I'm like, listen, like he's already with his other family the majority of the time. And I just really, really want him to help me with his son. And this is the only time that I can allow my son to spend time with his dad. Like it's just him and his dad, thinking that it's beneficial. He's going to learn and talk to his dad about his day at school. But yeah, that has never been the case. So as a mom, for me, this has been very frustrating because it has felt like I have always forced a relationship of father and his children upon him. And upon speaking with my significant other, he said something to me that actually stood out. And he was saying, like, I see him. He goes far and beyond when it comes to his child. He doesn't have to get a call stating, hey, I need you to pick him up, or like, hey, he's sick. If it's time for him to leave work or whatever he has to do to make sure his son is good, He doesn't play that. He doesn't play when it comes to his son, and that's why I respect it. So I can't generalize this and say this, that this is all fathers, because this is not the case. But unfortunately, what I had to learn is that these are repercussion of my actions, because if I would have walked on this journey with God and I would have asked God, who should be my husband or the father of my children, I know that God would have never chosen that. But then again, we all have to learn to take accountability for our own actions and the decisions that we make. So, what I decided to do moving forward is that I don't ask anyone for help. That for me was tough. I have had instances where I feel like, hey, I just want to text and say, can you pick this person up, or can you do this? Can you do that? And I was reminded that I shouldn't have to do that. Why? Because I'm the one who spent the majority of the time with my children. And I don't regret it at all. And I'm not saying that the other parent regret it, but the other parent should also take accountability and try to help me out when it comes to his children. But this video is how I had to learn to let go of control. And I made the conscious decision that moving forward, I am no longer allowing anyone to get in the way of making me either feel stressed out, overwhelmed, especially knowing that this is something that I have dealt with for years. So, moving forward, to any mom out there who might have experienced or dealt with something similar to this, I just want you to think of it this way, right? The men that we have chosen to be father to our children, we made those choices. God did not make those choices for us. We either made those choices because it's something similar or something that we saw at home or with friends or with family. And then we decided to have children with men that we felt that we were going to either fix, or men that we thought that they had certain criteria that make them like the ideal candidate to be a great father for their children. But as we know, we did not make great choices. And that's why we are in the predicament that we are in now. So my word of advice moving forward is that if you're someone who gets mad every time that person says, hey, I'm going to pick up the child, and doesn't pull through, just stop. If you're that person who knows that that person is supposed to financially give you for your children and then sometimes tends to lack or slack, don't get mad. Just know that you made that choice, right? But then again, just learn to also forgive yourself for making those bad choices and start figuring out what ways you can proceed that will allow you not to feel stressed and not to be overwhelmed and not to be worried about when it comes to your children. One conscious decision that I made is to understand that that person will always be that person. That person has been the same person throughout so many years. So now, in order for me to have control, well, I let go of control. But in order for me to have peace, what I decided to do, if I'm unable to pick up my children, I will always figure out something for them. But I'm no longer asking the other parent to help me if it doesn't come freely from that person. So I hope that this video that you listen to encourage you and also allow you to reflect on certain things. Stop allowing people get you upset, because our children depend on us. If we're happy or if we're miserable, they reciprocate our energies. And these children, they weren't forced to be here. You decided to make them, and they're here now. So just know that it's not their fault. Forgive yourself. And if you ever notice that you have, like backlash the other parent or said anything crazy about the other parent, learn to just let things go, let bygones be bygone, but keep moving forward. Because one thing that I have learned throughout all of this, God always makes a way. And God has always brought me peace no matter what battles I'm going through. So moving forward, I hope that you like this video and that you decide to press that subscribe button, and just know that you're not just subscribing, you're now officially part of the family. And I just want you to know that I want you to be the best version that you can be, right? And I am not God. We all have a God that we serve. But if you're able to watch this video and it actually makes you think about certain things, make sure to write it in the comments on some things that you realize that you have so much control of that you gotta let go. So it was nice talking to you all. It took me a while to create this video, but I'm glad that I did it today. Blessings to everyone. God bless.